Welcome back to Spencer FYI, and the Messiah is right around the corner. So we had brought in the director and maybe like the president of the board. Okay, Sandy, the president of the board here. Talk a little bit about, well, let's talk first about how rehearsals are going.
It's been really fun. I think a lot of people, new people we have this year, so it's been really fun, and we've been working really hard. He's pushing us a lot, which is good. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So how did they kind of twist your arm, or how did you become director here?
Well, you know, I've known about the Spencer Messiah tradition for many years. I've lived in Estherville now for, this is my 35th or 6th year, I guess, 35th year. And I've heard great things about it, and I just have never been a part of it. A couple of years ago, Tom Rutt called me and asked about the lessons and carols, because it was an off year, and asked if I'd be willing to come in and help out with that production, with that concert. Mm-hmm. And I was happy to do that. We had a great time. Yep. Really some very talented people in this community and around this area. And so it was fun for me to kind of step into that arena with the new faces. Part of what I do in Estherville still to this day is I direct a choir called the Many Voices Choir. And I think that's probably how Tom kind of got in touch with me. Uh-huh. I think we've been going, that choir actually has existed for 37 years, and I've been director for 35 years now of that group. And it's a true community choir. We probably have people from 20 different communities that come on Monday nights to rehearse. So it wasn't totally out of the neighborhood for me to come in and do a lessons and carols with the Spencer group, and really had a great time. So I think at the time when they talked to me about doing that, there was some idea that maybe on this third year that I would help out with the Messiah production. And so happy to do that. Oddly, I haven't been in front, and I haven't done a Messiah sing for about 40 years.
Really?
This year. And that's where my connection with Robin Keith comes. When I finished my master's, I did a conducting, it was choral and orchestral conducting at University of Denver. And I graduated and got a one-year interim spot, it turned out, in Eastern Arizona. And just coincidentally, that's where Robin was years later. So we knew a lot of the same people, and that was, I think I did the 49th annual Messiah Sing down at it was EAC, I guess, Eastern Arizona College. So I'm happy to get back to that. And really, it's, you know, again, just really, really great voices and great talent in this group. Really happily surprised at the turnout, at least the first night, seeing probably about 80 voices, I think, that just showed up. And as we talked, Sandy and I have talked and you know, communicated back and forth over the weeks here, find that we actually have a lot of new voices this year.
Yes.
And so
and our total,
doing very
I counted
well.
them up this week after, because we have gained at least a few people every rehearsal, and we actually gained a couple more this last rehearsal. So we're at 98.
Oh my goodness.
98 voices.
Wow.
So, which is a number we haven't reached for a while.
It's just a glorious sound, though.
And it
I think
is
even
wonderful.
from the first night when they opened up in the sanctuary, Sacred Heart, just can I raise the roof a little bit, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful sound.
Right. I sit in the, I'm in the entryway greeting people as they come and signing them in and doing whatever has to be done. And so often I'm not in the sanctuary right away when you start your rehearsal, but I get to listen then, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's surely going to be a special performance,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. And I think you have 25, I think, so far signed up for the orchestra.
Yeah,
So
actually,
I think we're close.
We're going to be close to 30, I think,
Okay.
when we finally have people in the chairs.
Right.
So it'll be a full group, and we'll need 98 to balance
Sing
that.
over the top of
balance
them.
that
Yeah.
group. You
Mhm.
bet.
Yeah.
The orchestra coming from kind of all over everywhere as well?
Yeah, again, all over. Although I think this year I probably have looked more locally and been really fortunate to find people who have played in the orchestra in the past. And I was so tickled because as I approached people about being in the orchestra again, they said, well, you know, I knew it was coming up and I hoped you would ask. And so people are just really, I think the orchestral members are really excited about getting back together to do this.
Yes.
What is so special maybe about the Messiah? What makes you guys so excited to do it?
That's hard. It's there. I have sung in other choirs before, but there is just something really cool about singing with an orchestra instead of just singing with a piano or an organ.
Sure.
It's the whole combination is so cool, because how many times do you get to sing with a violin? I mean, really, so yeah.
And, I was talking with Tom Fuxton last week after rehearsal, and we talked about strings in particular. And I mentioned to him, I think a stringed instrument is probably as close to a voice as any instrument comes. There seems to be a life whenever that bow starts to vibrate the string, and it's a wonderful sound. It just permeates the whole sanctuary, and it'll be a wonderful experience, I think, for the audience, but also for the choir members.
Yeah.
Another thing I think that's really special about this Handel's Messiah is Handel was known for writing operas and oratorios, and as you know, the oratorio is really it has everything in it that you would find in an opera. The soloists, the recitatives, the arias, the big choruses, which would have been an opera chorus doing those things. The only thing that's really different is that we don't stage it. We don't have costumes, and we don't come out. Well, we might have costumes, but we don't come out and meander about. We're kind of.
You have something planned I should be worried about?
No, I'm hoping the same. But yeah, and so it's really a dramatic thing, but it's also such a powerful medium. And when you get a choir of 100 voices, when they come in, and the Handel choruses are so celebratory. I mean, when they open up, you know immediately it's Handel, but it also it's such a it's a challenge technically, but the way it comes off is it's just a powerful impact. And I think that's what you're referring to, Sandy, when you say, there's kind of nothing like it. I've directed a lot of church choirs and love it. That's been one of the most gratifying things I've probably ever done. But when you get into these Handel choruses, they're really spectacular.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned soloists, so I'm guessing you have a few.
I do, and I was really fortunate. Nobody said no, and so as I started to work on this, even last spring while I was teaching in Estreville, I kind of worked through a colleague there who is our soprano soloist, Joan Enochson, and Joan is a former music teacher. Very classically trained, but coincidentally, then she also sings with a jazz quartet that I play. And so she's our vocal soloist, and I play upright. And Mike Monahan from Spencer here is our guitarist, and we have Jim Schroeder from Lamar's comes in on saxophone. So I've gotten to hear her a lot in that genre, but Joan is very classically trained, and just is going to be a wonderful soprano soloist. And as I spoke with Joan about potential soloists, she said, well, what about Luke Miller? Luke's over at Spirit Lake High School and has done a fantastic job there. But Luke is fantastic, great energy, loves music, and loves to sing. And I know he's going to do a great job as our tenor soloist. And then Joan also recommended Travis Balt, who's at MOC Floyd Valley. And Travis got a wonderful voice, a wonderful bass voice. And so I'm really excited to hear him in that role. That left one spot open for the alto soloist. And now I've gotten to know Bailey DeBolt over the years. She sang in many voices for a number of years, and then she's kind of transitioned around the area, and all of a sudden she's in Spencer at the high school this year. And what an obvious choice.
Yeah.
And Bailey's got a fantastic voice, and she's going to do our alto solos. So really excited about our soloist. It's really going to be a very special thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you can just get a flavor right there that folks are kind of coming from all over to do this. So
They
that's
really
cool.
are.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful too, and we've seen a few high school students join as well, but they're all so busy. But I'm hoping that they'll come to the performance and see their teachers perform, because that's really, I think, an important thing for them to see. It shows them another side of, get the notes. No, let me show you how. And so I think it's going to be really a great experience.
All right. Well, that rolls us into, when can folks come see this?
Well, it is on December the 7th, which is Sunday, a traditional day to do it, 7 p.m. It's at Sacred Heart. people have asked me before if you have to buy a ticket. You don't have to buy a ticket. We pass the plate. So it's a free will offering. So whatever you feel you want to
Wait, did you
give
say
to the
Did
cause.
you say December 7th?
I did.
Oh my goodness.
December 7th.
okay,
It's a big weekend for you.
I think I can be there. Okay.
Yeah, okay. We'll go get you if you have to. But anyway.
Please do, yeah.
Drag you away from your Many Voices choir concert.
Everything's landed on that week and on
weekend
that
is big
weekend.
one, yeah.
As you mentioned, Sandy, I've got a couple Many Voices concerts coming up that weekend. We're Friday night over at the Spirit Lake United Methodist Church for a 7:30 concert there, and we're doing. And then we have a Saturday afternoon concert in Esterville, as we usually do at St. Patrick's. And our theme this year is Peace Will Come. And so the whole program is kind of, the Advent and Christmas program is centered around the idea of peace and what the child brings to. And so I think capping off this weekend with Messiah is going to be a real treat.
Right, yeah. Because we do have a few crossovers. We have some Many Voices, people that are singing the Messiah, which is fabulous.
I see them on Monday nights. They come back and they drag in on Monday nights, and I'm like, "Are you not tired of seeing me yet this weekend?" Well, we're getting close. But we're here. So.
Awesome. So yeah, so if folks want to make a whole weekend of it, they certainly can.
Yeah,
Hear all
wow.
kinds
That
of
would be
wonderful music.
wonderful, yeah.
Yes,
I think there's so many great messages out there at this time of the year, and especially that first weekend of December, that first weekend of Advent.
Right.
There's the preparation for Advent, but then there's also that, the hint of what's to come. And so, it's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So mark your calendar, that first weekend in December, head over to Esterville or to Spirit Lake, and then wrap it up at Sacred Heart here in Spencer.
Absolutely.
All righty. Anything else you guys want to add on the production or
I think we're good.
sponsors? Maybe you want to mention some of your sponsors?
That would be a good idea. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We are always grateful to, we've had 2 sponsors over the years. The Daybreakers and St. Luke's Homes and Services have been our sponsors for many years, and that is wonderful. We added a new sponsor this year. Northwest Bank has joined the ranks of sponsors, and we're grateful for their addition to help us with some of the costs of the production. So the Messiah year is where we spend all of our money. So we're very grateful to all of them. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. You can't do it without the
I
sponsors.
can't do it, right?
Right, awesome.
Okay.
And I suppose if folks have any questions or anything, I know you have a Facebook page that
Yes.
they want to check it out. I know you have some clips of you guys singing and some things there.
Tom's does some really fun
Tom's
stuff.
been great about
Yeah.
that. We're rehearsing, and I see him kind of moving around in the background, taking pictures. I always try to stay out of the camera.
I know, me too.
But,
Yeah.
but he's been doing great shots and
Yeah.
publicizing. And we wouldn't be complete without saying we have great publicity here with this.
Yes,
So
and we thank you for that.
for what you do for us.
Yes.
Well, you're welcome. It's one of my favorite things to do all year long, so I look forward to it every year.
Good.
So
Wonderful.
I appreciate you letting us be a part of it too.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
So thanks for stopping in. Mark your calendars for December 7th and plan to head to the Messiah at Sacred Heart. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more right after this.